minus half will give us 0. So m equals to 2x plus 1. And what do we end up having? We end up having 1. That's 2 times 0 plus 1, that's 1. Then from here, we can calculate our L. Our L is 2 into bracket 2. And that will give us 4. Remember, our S is 0, P is 1, G for L, G is 2. We have F is 3, then G is 4. So for this will give us 1G. 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 We can decide to have x equals to 0, so the second one. We have our m equals to 1. L equals to 2 into bracket the 1, and it's going to give us 2. So if it is 2, that is D. So we have 1D. Let's go for the third one. The third one is S equals to 0. M equals to 1. L equals to 0 too. So for this is it. We have 1x. That's 1x. If it is minus 1, we still end up like this. We end up like this because we neglect the minus and we have the same value. So the same thing for minus 2, we have the same value. And let's check the other possible ways. We have, if you have x, there are more to this, so we can decide to have negative, but we won't consider for negative. Maybe we'll consider one negative. If we have spin down, when we have spin up, this is spin up, we have x to be half plus half, and that will give us what? 1. And our m will be equals to 2 into bracket 1 plus 1, and that is going to give us what? 3. We have L equals to 2. We have 1 plus 1 into bracket 1, and that's going to give us 2 plus 1. We end up having what? 3. And when we have 3, that is what? F. So we have 3F. The next one is 1 and 0. When S is depending on here, we can decide to have it. We can decide to have 2 and 0. We can still decide to have 2 and minus 1. 2 and minus 2. Can you see? Yeah, we can have 1 and 1. So there are so many possible ways. 1 and 1. 1 and 1. Then we have 1 and minus 1. 1 and minus 2. We can have a 0 and minus 1. A 0 and minus 2. Then we have minus 1, minus 2. So this is for the first one, A part for the first one. This for the second one, B. This is for C. Why this is for this? I didn't consider that. I told you earlier that one. I tell you earlier that this ones will give us. This one will give us. This one will possibly give us a negative value. So if you have to consider this is half, this is 1. So 2 into bracket 1 plus 1, so we have 3f. Now let's go for 2 and 0. We still have 1. Our m is 3. So for L will be 2 into bracket 1 plus 1 into bracket 0, and that will give us what? 2. And what's 2? D. So we have 3D. Then when our x is what? Is plus 2 and minus 1, we can have x equals to 1, n equals to 3. Our n will give us plus 2 minus 1, or is what is 1? 1 is P. So we'll end up having 3P. So you can try for the rest. There are so many microstates that we can have. These are microstates. We can have so many microstates for D2. D2. We can have so many microstates if we keep solving. This is another second method way of solving it. I'll show you the first method that we can use. This is the second method that we can use. We can keep varying till we have, it's likely we have so many microstates. This is for 3 multiplicity 3. So if you try for the next one now, after 2 and 1, we can move to 1 and 0 again. We'll have another multiplicity. Although the multiplicity will still be 3, but the n will vary. If for this we have 1 and 0, we have 1 and 0, which is 1, and that is P. So we have multiplicity 3P, 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 like that, like that.